welcome back to our channel. We thank everybody who's been subscribing to our YouTube channel, the viewers. We really appreciate your support.
And also the guys who been commenting on our videos, like telling us what to improve and what to post on the next video and the content.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would also like to say thank to those guys also.
Yeah, so you guys should expect more content. You can say basically we are on our zone because this is what we enjoy doing. So it basically it doesn't feel like work. We're doing it for fun. So you can expect more videos like this, but specifically into this one, as you can see on the title, this is a breakdown of our favorite pairs, and we're sharing some knowledge into how to look into forex and how to look into the pairs. So yeah, let's now jump into my favorite pairs, which is GBP JPY, USD JPY, AUD USD, and GBP CAD. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's get to it.
I'm gonna break down UJ, which is USD JPY. Let's start on a 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, as you can see already, on the 4-hour time frame, it's already indicating this downtrend since the middle of March, as it started March with a very aggressive move to the upside. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna look for structures where there might be possible reactions. First of all, this structure here, as you can see, the structure here was broken to the upside, which what we're gonna look for is for a pullback to come and retest the structure. Let's move to a smaller time frame. You can see when it comes to 1 hour, which is a 1 hour time frame. The previous one was a 4 hour. This structure is still relevant. Because I drew it from this resistance, it's still relevant from way back. So there was a breakout, and this candle already was a retest, but this will be for if you are trading to not hold trades for a long time. But if you go to a higher time frame, you will wait for that pullback to come and retest it and continue this uptrend that's happening right now. All right, now looking at where we are foreseeing this pair going, we can look at this level here. Basically it's a whole structure here where we might see a test here and come back. But as in a higher time frame, it's showing that this thing might continue going up. But this trend line indicates that this is a downtrend, and it's not really advisable to go against the trend. All you should do, more importantly, when you are trading to hold trades for a long time, you should look for structures like this one. You can see the structure has been let me just you can see this there's been a lot of tests, or it's been tested so many times in the structure and it keeps on coming back. It just tests and keeps on coming back. So what we might see here, it might again retest and continue the trend. But for a day trader, you will be looking to catch, you would have been looking to catch it on this breakout here out of this whole structure. You would have looked for this retest to join into a trade. But if you are realistic and you trade and you have a trading plan, you know that if this thing breaks this whole structure, which hasn't been broken for a couple of weeks, then immediately when it gets broken, it will be indicating that the direction is changing for this pair. You indicate that the direction will be going up. It's gonna break it, and that's where you will be looking for a buy and move to this higher targets, which is the high of April. This high of April. One thing about trading, and it's something I always preach, is be patient, because some people will say, since you think this thing is gonna test here and come back, I'm just making an example, why not I sell it already and it will go and draw down just for a little bit and put my stop loss, maybe let's say here. But the market sometimes does not do what you are foreseeing. So you might say, okay, let me sell it here, because since it's not far from this level, it will just retest, and when it gets there, I'll add more positions. But what might happen is, well, it might break out of this whole zone, and now you will be on a bigger drawdown, which means you will be jeopardizing your own account. That's why I say, if you are patient and you follow the rules that you have put in place for you to trade, then you're gonna wait and see what happens in a particular structure, in a particular level, the key level that you have. So then you're gonna wait and see what happens in this whole zone for you to determine a trade or get involved in the market. So this is my view on USD JPY. It's one of the pairs I'm currently enjoying to trade with, because it's one of the pairs that respects levels, respects each and every structure you have there. And some people might ask, why are you calling them structures? Structure is basically, the structures are your trend lines, your zones, your levels, your key levels, etc., etc. And before you get involved in a trade, have at least 2 or more confirmations that indicates to you that this is a trade that advisable to enter in or to get involved in. So now we can move to another one, which will be Euro USD. Euro USD, we're gonna do the same, start on a higher time frame. And when I'm in higher time frame, I usually start with a 4-hour time frame, which already we can see there's there's a structure on this level right here. This level is a level that you can look to catch a trade on a higher time frame, and it's been falling from this level. When it hit it here, it's been coming down. So what can happen is, as it's been creating lower lows, lower highs, a lower low, a little bit of a lower high, then a lower low, then it came back and made a lower high. So what do I think can happen here is this thing will come to this level right here, which was let me just which was a structure that was respected within in 2 days. As you can see, it was a fall and a pullback. Then it fell but couldn't break this level and just changed the trend and went back up. Now again, it's on that same level. Now it might just come, and this whole thing can be include this structure, and then it can be a whole zone that the market can come and retest, which I think this might happen. Then it pulls back to this target. So if you get involved, we will look for it to push back up, but bearing in mind that there is a lot of structures that might get involved into your trade and force you to close your trades. That's why it's important to have take profits and first take profit and second take profit. So what that basically means is if a trade is like this one, you will get involved maybe here, then this will be your first take profit. And if you have opened with 2 positions, and the other position, you will make it this to be your second take profit. Meaning that when it gets here, your first position will close, and now you're gonna wait to see what happens in this whole section. You will wait to see what happens here. And for you to determine whether to close that other position is if you see something like this. It gets here and then it pulls back up. It pulls back up, which might indicate that it's coming back to break this level, this whole structure here at the bottom. Now let's move to a smaller time frame, which is a 1 hour time frame, to see if what we are breaking down in the 4 hour is working out on a smaller time frame. Okay. So as you can see, I've indicated that this thing might come to this level, and this level already shows it's still an important level. As you can see, even if I go back here, this level has been a level that's causing some reaction on the market once the market reaches it. So I think it's still gonna come back here and then pulls back up. And this level also, it's clear on a smaller time frame that this level is a very important one, and it will make sense for you to put it as a take profit because obviously there will be a reaction in the market here. As you can see, it's been here, it pulled. You can see, let's say we started here. The market came here, pulled back, came here, pulled back, then it broke it. After this breakout, it came back and it broke it to the downside and came back again to this level, but it couldn't break it to the, I mean, here it broke it to the downside, then couldn't break it again to the upside, and it pulled back. It hasn't been revisited. So we're looking for the market to come back to this level and break it. And now, since this level has been acting as a resistance, now what we are looking for is for it to do this. As you can see, there is also a structure here. The market will do this. And come and create a support, which means this level now will act as a support. As before, it's been acting as a resistance, and now it will act as a support. And because recently I've come to realize that the market, once it starts acting as a support or a resistance, it acts as such for a certain period. As if we go back here, you can see it acted as a resistance for a very long time. So we might look for the same move to happen here. And it starts acting as a support for a certain period of time. And just to clarify, it doesn't mean when I'm saying this is going to happen, it means you should enter a trade once it reaches this level here. What I'm basically indicating is structures create reactions. So you should stick to your plan and wait and see what happens. Then you can determine what direction is the market is going to take. And I usually don't go to smaller time frame, but I'll go to a 15 minutes time frame just for confirmation and for some of the traders or some of the subscribers who are into small time frames. It's still the same thing, just in a smaller time frame. Yes, here you might see already it's pulling back up. But remember, there is structures that might pull it back down, as this one. This one was a support, then we might see a resistance here. A resistance here to come back to this level. That's it for the second pair that I'm looking at. We can go to GBP JPY. Let me just change my background. Okay. GBP JPY, it's been interesting pair to trade, as come to realize that sometimes this pair has patterns. As to, you can see, let's move to a higher time frame. Let's start with a higher time frame. Like a down consolidation, consolidation, up and down. Then we're looking for it to pull back to pull back to this structure of the consolidation here. And this one might, it will determine the next move for this pair. But again, as you can see, there is a gap here. It started the week with a gap. And each and every time what I've learned is once there's a gap, you should expect that gap to be filled. And this gap wasn't really filled. This is a wick, it's not a body. So this level here, let me just make it thicker for everybody to see it. This level here, it's a level that can cause some reaction on the market. Let's move to a lower time frame and see if what we are talking about on a higher time frame, yes, is happening. It's still the same thing, a down consolidation, retracement, and a fall. There is something I always talk about to some of my friends or some of other traders when we just have conversation, that I think this should be every trader should know that the market consists of three steps, which is a trend, consolidation, retracement, and continue of a trend. Just to be slower for you to see, a trend and a consolidation, then a retracement, and then it continues a trend. Those are the three steps you should know as a trader. So now breaking down this pairs is to what we are working on and what we are looking to see on this pair, or want to see it perform. There is a structure here of a support. Okay, where is it now? Okay, the structure here of a support, and got broken here, retested, came back down, and got broken and retest and up. Again, it's struggling to break this level and continue coming back down. So in terms of what can happen is this here, it's been tested here, which is already almost, you can see 3 tests of that same zone, and the market is struggling to push it back into this level. As you can see, it came, this was like an aggressive up movement, but it was a few pips shy to this level, and it's already showing that it's making a pullback, which I think will be into this here, this level here, a pullback here, and continue going up to take it to a major target of 135. So this way we're just considering it as a pullback. And also if you were to get involved in a trade, maybe you would have got involved here. As you can see, it's pushing up and it was just gonna pull back and continue to move the trend of going up. This is it on this pair. And just for confirmation's sake, let's just move to a lower time frame to see. Yeah, the lower time frame also, it's like indicating an uptrend. But if you want to see, this is like for short-term trades. But if you want to see, as I indicated, it's not advisable to go against the trend. If I was to go to a daily, if I was to go into a daily and zoom out, you'll see, for me, I wouldn't say on a lower time frame there's a trend. For me, I'll regard it as a consolidation. On a higher time frame, this will be a trend, a downtrend, and I'll consider this whole section as a consolidation. So for it to become a trend, an uptrend, confirm an uptrend, if I was to see it break out of this consolidation to go to the higher targets up there. But which you can see in a higher time frame, basically I'll be waiting for it to break this high here of the year of 2017. But I usually don't go back to far back into the years. That I only usually do it for back testing and see how the pair has been moving and how it reacts to certain levels and what levels are key levels, what levels are of importance, and what levels I should expect major reactions on. Those are the three pairs I usually enjoy trading. And now I'm gonna show you a pair I missed a trade on. I think it's GBP CAD. Yeah, it's GBP CAD. Sorry about let me just change my, yeah. I was monitoring it to come again to test this level because this day GBP CAD I only analyze it with H1, which is 1 hour. It's been moving up, moving down, and I was expecting a pull back into this level, which is a level here, which is a level here, structure. I was looking for it to pull back into that, and I was gonna get involved once it reaches this level again. But I missed this trade, and I was looking to get involved here. I missed it, but it is what it is. I know what I'm looking for it to go with. This is my target, but another thing is I don't force trades, and once I miss the trade, I walk away from it and wait for another reaction on a certain level of the pair. So those are my pairs that I enjoy trading, and I've been monitoring and I've been back testing on them, trying to see and trying to sharpen my skill on the certain pairs, because it's very important for you to have certain pairs to trade. And I would advise that before you get into a pair, do at least for a week, analyze it, back test on it and get to be a friend with that pair per se, so that you can know the reaction of the pair, the some will say the behavior of the pair. And that way it's gonna make your analysis more simpler, more you won't work harder as to just opening a pair for the first time, analyzing it and trading it. It's much simpler if you have a background of the pair and then you get to break it down. Then for future, you know that, okay, this level has been a major key level for a very long time. And I know that once it reaches this level, it's gonna react in a certain way. So thank you. Those are my pairs that I usually trade a lot. And I would like for you guys to get to absorb the content we'll be providing in this YouTube channel. Yes, we are not at a level of the big traders, but we try and share what works for us, because it's important for us to share knowledge and get people to know that Forex is not easy, but it's you can be comfortable in the industry when you know what you're doing and what you're doing works for you. Then you can get comfortable in the industry. So this is it for me with my pairs, and I think next Plantai will run down on the pairs that he usually trades and usually observe, and share his intake and his knowledge about those pairs and what he sees happening.
Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna be doing GBP USD, which I've been monitoring for quite a few days now, and I'm also gonna be hitting on KJPY. So stories. And I'm gonna be going through GBP USD, which is one of the pairs that I've been monitoring and just trying to see opportunities of entries and what we can get, and with the data or information that I get from the charts here, taking into consideration this high here, which was on the 18th of 14th of April. It seems to be a very, very valuable level, because if I check it with high time frames, it's super relevant, whereby a lot happened that particular level, and it seemed to be respected. Like whatever happens at this level, it really brings out a trade. But then if I go back to 1 hour, can clearly see that this level was broken here and retested here. It was also retested here, but never broken. And also got retested here. So taking that into consideration, I believe that whenever the market reaches this level, it reacts in a manner that really gives one a trade. Because it even happened a few days ago, whereby when it reached here, just retested with a very beautiful pin by here, then the market fell, like fell, like fell, and we kind of missed this trade actually. which is not a problem. Still a lot to come. But then the market fell very nicely. And then if you look at the lower part of this now, which taking into consideration the Thursday's low, yeah, it was only tested on Monday, and then there's this one candle that just retested it now actually, which is currently running, and I'm looking forward to GBP JPY rejecting this level, this very same level that it just rejected again here, and flying up to the highest, which has been tested a lot of times also, and I believe that it's gonna break it. But if when I take a trade right now, I'm looking forward to closing it there at 1.26430, which is more like my target because I believe that whenever the market reaches that level, it will, you know, react or do something there. It will either break or just reject it. But at this particular level, I think that since it has been tested a lot of times and never broken, I believe that it's gonna be broken here. But I'm looking forward to taking a trade now, um, and then closing it up there, and that will kind of like conclude my GBP for this week. And I don't know if most traders have realized the pattern that GBP has been doing. It's been doing a very interesting pattern whereby it kind of like falls for a week and then like rises for a week, and then again falls for a week. So I believe that it keeps on creating that thing like each and every week it changes the direction, change the direction. So I believe that this week it's now the upward trend, which hopefully it will happen. And taking into consideration this what's going on here, I strongly believe that it's gonna go out and the pound will honestly gain some strength, and yeah, GBP will go up, and that's my take on this one. That's my take on this one. Another pair that I'm supposed to be looking at is CAD JPY, which I more like been looking at it also, and yeah, um, if you all take into consideration this very same zone that I drew here a few minutes ago, um, we can see that a lot has been happening at the zone, and like there's some tests, there's some fake breakouts which happened here. I believe these are fake breakouts because they don't really give one a clear vision of like where is the market going and stuff. And looking at KJPY, it it has been going up for some time now, and I'm sure we all know that whenever it's like going up, it must come down, and what goes down it must go up. And at this particular moment, I believe that it's gonna be falling. And taking into consideration that it has retested that very same zone which is up there, which seems to be super relevant. And looking at the Monday was very interesting though, because almost all the candles, they were like just dipping into, and they never really like showed an upward movement where it says, okay, now I'm going up or now I'm going down. But they were all rejecting, and all the most of the pin bars were like up. So I believe that this very same zone will be rejected, and it was rejected, and it will be rejected. And I'm looking forward to taking a trade on this pair and taking it from here. I'm falling with it to this very same level here, which seem to be okay. It is the lowest of May, 741,817, and I think that's it to this pair. It doesn't really have a lot. It's not easy, but it's simple. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and that's it. That's it for me for this pair. Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching our video. Hope you have enjoyed the content we just delivered, the breakdown of our favorite pairs, and yeah, we have a trade running currently now. It's just pushing into profit. This zone here has been rejected here. So yeah, we will be dropping more content in the coming weeks. You guys can comment below what kind of videos do you want to see in this channel. So yeah, please like, subscribe, and share our videos. See you in the next video. Peace.